There's a lot to be said for good old-fashioned fun and frolics. I'll be the first up the hill waving the flag for complex story in games, don't get me wrong, but I'll probably have no idea what to say when I get there. Story has its place and a lot of the time it's important, but it's not the story games I keep coming back to. It's the Destiny 2s and the Monster Hunter Rises that hold my attention long term. Story might pack a big bang, but the after effects soon fade. Something that's just unequivocally fun remains fun, a series of much smaller bangs that don't let up. I begin this way because Arcadegeddon from Illfonic has dropped squarely into the latter category and I can't leave it alone. It's not a game about story, although it has one. It's a run and gun looter shooter in a colourful world that offers top-notch gameplay and addictive progression, and it's possibly the most fun I've had this year. Fun, of course, is subjective and your mileage may vary depending on how resistant you are to an overuse of slang written with a grasp of youthful vernacular, possibly gleaned by listening to commercial radio and writing down the words that sound made up. Everyone talks at you in weird adjectives, urging you to stick it to the man in the most irritating way possible. But we're ahead of ourselves here. The man you're sticking it to is the FFC, or Fun Funco, a corporate behemoth that has cornered the fun market in the most egregious of ways, with rules and regulations. Their totalitarian reign has put all the arcades in your city out of business, save one, Gilly's Arcade, run by the protagonist's uncle. In an effort to preserve something quote-unquote gnarly, Gilly has combined a ton of existing games into one huge super game. When the FFC invade it with a virus and try to shut it down, it's up to you and the local gangs to jack in Matrix style and save the day. With or without context, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but in this world, physically entering the digital plane is perfectly possible. Think of it like Ready Player One with just slightly less bullshit. Comprised of multiple biomes, game types and of course boss battles, Arcadegeddon has everything you could look for in a game of this type. Spending almost a year in early access has done it a world of good, allowing Illfonic to listen to feedback and pile in the content ahead of launch. Rather surprisingly, it doesn't force multiplayer either. While you can matchmake into a run with strangers or hook up with your friends or partake in PvP battle runs, you can also have plenty of fun alone. Each run is split into randomised stages that ramp up in difficulty as you move through them. There's a roguelite element that sees you collect power-ups or hacks that last for the duration of the run, while weapons you pick up are lost when the run ends. Each gun can be levelled up through use though, and when you reach a certain threshold, it becomes selectable as part of your starting loadout. Gun variety is massive in Arcadegeddon too, from your standard assault rifle to a gun that fires huge buzzsaw blades, or the indiscriminator that simply obliterates everything in its path. There are sniper rifles and particle rippers, grenade launchers, pistol shotguns and lasers. Each has randomised properties that can include elemental effects as well. The protagonist, Plug, also has a special gauntlet that can store attacks such as fireballs and ice blasts, powered by causing damage to enemies. Plug is fully customisable and you can change everything from outfits to eyewear, hair, skin tone and clothes branding. There's no gender choice. Some clothes have feminine elements, others masculine, and it's up to you how you dress, and there's no voice. You can unlock new cosmetics using tickets earned during runs, or there's a premium currency. However, in a few hours of play I'd earned so many tickets that I never even thought about speeding the process up with real money. There are bound to be special cosmetics or even some kind of season pass after launch, but at the time of writing, the economy seems skewed in the player's favour, and that can only be a good thing. The gameplay itself is superb. Shooting is precise, guns have noticeable individuality and levels are built in such a way that you'll be double jumping, bounce padding and arse sliding around at a rate of knots. Enemies come thick and fast, but so do colour coded loot chests and fountains of guns and currency. If there's a complaint, it's that while the environments are colourful, they're also fairly lifeless. There's not a great deal going on in them besides the mayhem that you're causing, although anything else would probably be a distraction. Objectives are randomised each time. Sometimes you'll be capturing a moving data point, other times destroying scattered nodes or finding keys to unlock the way forward. There's not a huge amount of variety, and while there may well be more added later, Arcadegeddon is crying out for more time trial stuff to force that frantic pace. Now and then you'll be given the opportunity to destroy a special node and unlock a boss arena. The boss is random each time and run the gamut from floating cyber demons to giant mechs. The majority of the time the mechanics are simple, keep moving and shooting until their health bar is gone. A few of them will surprise you with second phases though, so be aware of that. Defeating enough in a single run will allow you to start new runs at a higher stage. This rewards more powerful loot and more coins with which to buy power-ups and health while in the stage. Back at Gilly's Arcade, leaders of the local gang, which all have cool names like NT8, 98, I don't know, it's pronounced 98 for some reason, and the Punks, that's PNX, will offer challenge lists that reward tickets, XP and rare cosmetics. Some are easy, such as killing 10 enemies while sliding, while others require you to, for example, beat 8 stages in 45 minutes. Either way, you'll always have something to chase. There's also a competitive multiplayer mode in Battle Runs with its own set of challenges and rewards, as well as a leaderboard for those who like to climb them. The only real question is how long Arcadegeddon can sustain your interest. At present, it's fun and well made with a quirky, colourful charm and the kind of desperate grab for coolness that's probably intended to be ironic, but comes off like something from a PS2 era adventure game. More content is promised in future, though what's here right now will be enough to keep most players unlocking new gear, levelling guns and exploring the randomised world for new bosses and secrets. Above all though, Arcadegeddon is fun. Bright and colourful, charming and replayable, it offers a cathartic thrill while promising to scratch that ever-present loot itch. The soundtrack is mildly irritating and the whole thing smacks a little bit of focus grouped cool. But ultimately it's just good old-fashioned violent spectacle, and for that reason I'm going to score Arcadegeddon from Illfonic an 8.5 out of 10. Hi there, Mick Fraser here, and that was a review of Arcadegeddon from Illfonic, which is out of early access now on PS5 and PC. If you like the review, please hit like and subscribe, maybe tag the bell icon too, so you're kept up to date with everything we post going forward. And if you want to support us via Patreon, you can do that. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. In the meantime, I've been Mick Fraser for God is a Geek, and you guys have been lovely. Bye.